by the end of the year, possibly as soon as mid-October. In addition to being a major economic investment, Billerud's president says the update is an investment in the community and hopes it will be a sign to Escanaba and the UP that the company is here to stay.
This marriage has been extremely productive and we look forward. We want to grow, we want to invest, and we're going to stick around. So it's really exciting times.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
Last week, the Michigan Municipal League held its three-day annual convention in Grand Rapids. On Friday, the city of Negaunee was granted the 2025 Community Excellence Award. WZMQ's Andrew Hand spoke to the city manager to get his reaction.
Yeah, it was quite the emotional overload, I guess you can say.
The city of Negaunee has been recognized statewide for its hard work in rebuilding and strengthening its downtown infrastructure. City manager Nate Heffron says that Friday's achievement couldn't have been made without the help of the community.
It's a community-wide award, not just one person, not a council, not a couple government workers. The whole community deserves this award, and we're going to celebrate together.
The Community Excellence Award is the Michigan Municipal League's highest community honor, voted on by fellow local officials at the convention. Negaunee's Downtown Enhancement Project stood out among three other finalists in the city's ability to reshape its sociality, landscape, and safety of those living in and visiting the area.
We created social hubs and overlaid that on our social district, made the town look pretty, and did a whole bunch of infrastructure that needed to be repaired under the streets in Negaunee, including the streets, sidewalks, and water mains, to what we have today.
Negaunee took home the trophy in great pride as the third Upper Peninsula community to win the award, behind Ironwood in 2013 and Houghton just last year. The league told 19 News, quote, "The CEA celebrates what's best in our communities, creativity, resilience, and pride of place. Negaunee's win keeps the award in the UP for a consecutive year and shows that Michigan communities of all sizes know the importance of investing in their places in order for their communities and people to thrive," end quote. Heffron says that the city will continue to build up excellency and that the award signifies just the beginning.
For me, this was validation that we're moving in the right direction.
In Negaunee, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast after the break. Plus, we have more details on the shipwreck exhibit now on display at NMU. We'll be right back.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. Thanks for being here on this Tuesday night. We did hit 63 degrees, which is exactly where we should be. That's now the average for us into Marquette. Mild overnight temperature, though, 55, and we should be into the mid-40s. So really comfortable temperatures for tonight. We'll continue to see it maybe on and off until the weekend. We'll start to get really true fall-like temperatures, still hanging on to summertime a little bit. But this is true near peak or at peak for that fall foliage for most of the Upper Peninsula. So please feel free to share your pictures either on Facebook or emailing them at weather@WZMQ19.com, and it would be beautiful to see. Maybe I'll show it if it's a good enough picture, but really any picture you can get for fall foliage is really nice, especially if you're into that area that's at peak. But this is your first warning weather futurecast. Really nothing of rain to note here. The cloud cover does move in and out for the majority of tomorrow. We'll continue to see it for Thursday morning, but we really are looking at decent clearing of the skies, lots of sunshine and minimal rain. So not too much to note here on the future rain outlook either. The time is advancing, and the only accumulation that we could possibly see on this map at the moment is all the way out towards Newberry, Sault Ste. Marie. Even at that, 1/10 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. So really get your rest of the week plans and the weekend plans going, because we will keep this dry stretch going for even into early next week. So with that being said, Friday night lights not looking too bad. Lots of sunshine and really comfortable, but also mild temperatures this time of the evening at this time of the year. We definitely should be into the mid to lower 50s, but we'll keep the mid 60s for some of us here. The Kingsford looking at mid 60s, Lance lower 60s, but still Pickford as they host Norway mid 60s and maybe a few extra clouds. But the good news is we should keep those games nice and dry, which is always good news for us. And an update on the tropics as well. Things have really started to accelerate. Hurricane Gabrielle did go through a rapid intensification. It does have really open waters to work with, but it is going to continue to move to the northeast. It's going to get some cooler water into play, so it'll essentially start to cut off that fuel. There is a hurricane watch, though, for Portugal's Azores Islands, because it will likely, at the moment, the forecast is to kind of go right through those islands. So it's not really going to impact the United States for the majority of its path, but we are looking at potential areas for tropical cyclone formation over the next 2 to 7 days, mostly impacting the Caribbean. But again, if you have any vacations planned, friends and family, they definitely should know that things could change very quickly down into the open waters. But for us here back at home, the roller coaster of temperatures continues. Lower 60s for tomorrow, and Friday we'll have the lower 70s, which is still that tug of war of summertime, not wanting to let go for Thursday. We get to the weekend, things should start to really clear out. Lots of sunshine on the way. Temperatures very consistent into the lower 70s. So you have to get through the clearing of the skies, but get the plans going, because we will keep most of the rain out of the forecast even into early next week.
Kelly, thanks again. The Beaumere UP Heritage Center is taking visitors back in time with a chilling look at the dangers of Lake Superior. A new exhibit called Gales of November explores the history of shipwrecks tied to the violent storms of November. Our own John Truitt has the story.
They call it the Witch of November, powerful storms that sweep across the Great Lakes each fall, turning the waters into what some describe as an inland hurricane. And for sailors on Lake Superior, November has long been the most dangerous month of the year.
And it's the very nature of these different systems that are clashing over the Great Lakes at that time with the oncoming winter, and you still have the warm from the south. And these create conditions where you get these squalls that, are very dangerous.
The exhibit details the tragedies of ships lost to these deadly waters and gives us an idea of how difficult it was to rescue sailors in trouble, even when close to shore.
Because even though you were, say, beached, didn't mean that you were safe. There's many instances of people dying on beach. Even if you had a lifeboat or a life vest on and there were ships there throwing you ropes, you might not make it.
This year is especially significant. November marks the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, one of the most infamous Great Lakes shipwrecks.
Especially because of the 50th anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald sinking, we wanted to do something that looked not just at the Fitzgerald, but other shipwrecks as well.
The display includes historic photographs, weather maps from the days the ship sank, and newspaper headlines recounting the tragedies, as well as artifacts from the depths around Isle Royal.
Like we have a boot from a ship. So it was somebody's boot. To think that many of the people who were on these ships didn't survive.
In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
The Gales of November is free and will run until December 20th. It's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, a time to raise awareness about the disease and the importance of screening and early detection. Stephanie Stahl has more on new initiatives aiming to inform men about the disease and detect it sooner.
After my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I learned that the disease affects 1 out of 8 men.
Former football star Emmitt Smith will be hosting a series of short documentaries on prostate cancer for SurvivorNet, a new free information platform for all kinds of cancer.
We exist for a problem that I had in my family and that millions of families have, is that it's too hard to figure out what to do when you get sick.
Steve Alpern says after struggling to get the right kind of help for his sick father in Philadelphia, he started SurvivorNet.
We serve about 5 million people a month who need help making better decisions when they get sick and feeling less alone.
It's awareness, making men and their loved ones aware of what's going on.
Dr. Leonard Gamella with Jefferson Health says people need to understand that a simple blood test can be a lifesaver.
SurvivorNet is one of the avenues that men can learn about prostate cancer and all the new treatments that are out there for advanced disease.
He hopes more people take advantage of Jefferson's community outreach truck, where men can get a PSA blood test. He says it's especially important for black men who have higher rates of prostate cancer.
Men don't know they have it, and that's why screening is good. Our treatments for both local cancer and advanced prostate cancer are dramatically improved over the last 10 years.
I don't look back.
67-year-old John Bueller, who had 3 bouts with prostate cancer, says after surgery and other treatments, he feels great.
I'm still living awesome, and there's not too much I can't do.
He credits his supportive family and the medical team at Jefferson.
Mike Ludlam has your sports highlights. When we come back, he'll start with tonight's volleyball matchup between Calumet and Ishpeming. We're back in 2 minutes.
Tuesday evening, everyone, and the volleyball was pretty good in some cases. The score reporting to the MHSAA not very good in some cases. Good evening, everyone. The first Upper Peninsula High School volleyball polls will be released tomorrow morning. 2 teams with a chance to represent met tonight as Calumet visited Ishpeming. We'll pick up the action in the third set tied at 1. Ishpeming's Maya Hemmer to serve. For Calumet, Jess Anderson, Linnea Penela to Grace Karanen, and Hemmer says, no, I don't think that will happen. Hematites jumped out to a 4-0 advantage. Next sequence, Jess Anderson, Millie Locus, Chloe Kopko with the left-handed put away, and the Copper Kings are on the board down 4-1. Next, an Ishpeming overpass will lead to a kill by the Copper Kings Braylon Antela, and Calumet reduces the deficit to 4-2. The Hematites run a play for Maya Hemmer next. She can't take a full swing, so the Copper Kings get a turn, and Millie Locust will set Braylon Antela. Ishpeming can't get the ball back over the net, and Calumet ties the score at 4. Hematites back to work. After the pass, Marie Salisbury sets Hemmer, and the Baylor University verbal commit slams that one down. Ishpeming in front 5-4. However, Calumet won the final 2 sets 25-22 to take the match 3-1. Let's hop over to Westwood, where the Patriots were entertaining Gwynn. Second set. And for Gwynn, Michaela Delmont with the kill from Brooklyn Sorensen, but the Model Towners trail 10-4. Patriots keep right on going. Michaela Watson with a service ace. It's now 13-4 red, white, and blue. Next sequence, Sammy Sales keeps the ball in play for Gwynn. And then it's Grace Tussafa, Watson, Ava Goldberg for the kill. Gwynn gets back in it shortly as Miley Upson will get it to Sammy Sales, and she'll find Michaela Delmont again, and boom, that one is gone. Gwynn still had the deficit of 15-5. Westwood won this set 25-11, but the Model Towners regrouped and earned the reverse sweep, winning the match 3-2. To the volleyball scoreboard, where Miley Kreider had 13 kills for Kingsford, defeating Iron Mountain 3-0. Houghton turned back Marquette 3-1. Battle of the Panthers, Trout Creek 3 and Chassel 0. All 5 sets for Lance and Ironwood. Purple Hornets take it 3-2 and 15-11 in the 5th. Hancock over West Iron County 3-0. Big Bay to knock does the same thing to Ojibwa Charter. It was North Central 3, Mid Peninsula 1, and Newberry blanked Rudyard 3-0. High school girls tennis, Marquette over Kingsford 6-2. Negaunee over Escanaba 6-2 as well. Conference matches coming up on Thursday. And high school boys soccer, Marquette easily over Iron Mountain 8-0. To Escanaba we go, where a ceremony took place this evening to celebrate the brand at new bleachers at the Eskimos football stadium. The Escanaba fan club spearheaded the $450,000 project that stripped out all the old wooden seats and replaced them with new metal seats. 156 orange stadium seats with backs on those seats. Supporters were on hand for the ribbon cutting. According to fan club president Linda Beauchamp, the bleachers are metal coated black to tie in with the school colors, which, if you didn't know by now, were orange and black. Beauchamp adds about $60,000 more needs to be raised to completely pay off the project. High school cross country turned to Munising today for the L. Harger Memorial. On the girls' side, Houghton, a 9-point winner over Sault Ste. Marie, 41-50, followed by Negaunee, Rudyard, and Stevenson. Individually, Maria Mervich, a Kingsford, your winner in just under 20 minutes, 30 seconds. Kira Waterman of Negaunee was next, followed by Sela Niska of Houghton, Stephanie Jones of Sault Ste. Marie, and Ava Akerley of Escanaba. For the boys, it was the Blue Devils over Houghton, 52-71. Then it was Gladstone, Rudyard, and Engadine. Individually, Shea Armstrong of the Sioux, 17 minutes, 14.9 seconds. Stephen Kirshner of Rudyard was the runner-up, followed by Kemper Gerhardt of Ishpeming, Simon Jacqueline of Negaunee, and Benjamin Hemmer of Houghton. For the second time in his career, Michigan Tech cross-country senior Michael Dennis has been named the GLIAC Athlete of the Week. He is from St. John's in the Lower Peninsula. He was second in the Joe Ryder Maroon race at the Roy Griak Invitational, running 26 minutes, 39 seconds to help the 27th nationally ranked Tech men's cross-country team win its second team title in 4 years at this historic meet. A score of 35 points, tying the lowest winning point total set 31 years ago. Meanwhile, Maddie Szymanski of the NMU women's cross-country team was named GLIAC Athlete of the Week for her run in the Roy Griak. Fifth place, 23 minutes, 15.8 seconds, with a third place finish for the team. Szymanski looks to lead the green and gold this season after an injury sidelined her in 2024. And in softball, Marquette softball pitcher and shortstop Charlie Swajnin has made a verbal commitment to continue her softball football career at Ferris State. Swatchman has 2 more seasons with the Sentinels before heading to Big Rapids. Baseball, 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 the Tigers, the Guardians, and hey, Detroit's on the board first in the top of the third. Wenzel Perez with the RBI double as Zach McKinstry scores, and the Tigers had a 1-0 lead. Tarek Skubal on the mound for Detroit. Whoosh, there goes Gabriel Arias with that strikeout. Skubal had 8 of those tonight. Top of the 6th, well, let's give Skubal some support, can we? Well, I don't know about that, but Galvin Williams is pitching pretty well for Cleveland, striking out Kerry Carpenter. He had 12 strikeouts for his team tonight. Fortunately, Riley Green, bang, that one is up and gone for his 35th of the year. Wish it was more, but it was only a solo shot, so 2-0 Tigers. Strange things in the bottom of the 6th, like a full moon came out. David Fry tried to bunt. Tarek Skubal hit him right in the face with a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Skubal upset. Fry had to leave the game. The next pitch would be a wild pitch. Angel Martinez scored, tied it at 2. Grounder made it 3-2. Cleveland wins it by the score of 5-2. They are now tied with the Tigers for the American League Central Division lead. We'll be right back.
Welcome in. A final look at your forecast. Going into tonight, things will remain quiet. Really, the only thing that we're going to be tracking and seeing come in and out over the next few days will be that cloud cover. So we'll keep things mostly cloudy for tonight with some patchy fog out towards Ironwood, out onto Noggin and Lance. Temperatures into the mid-50s. That's mild. We should be into the mid-40s. And for tomorrow, the normal high is 63 for us in Marquette. We might just do it again. We did that for today. We might do it again for tomorrow with clearing skies. We'll start things out mostly cloudy, but we should have lots of sunshine by the evening. And the rain outlook for the next 48, 36, 72 hours, you name it, the rest of the week ahead, we're into that low range. We might get a raindrop here or there. That's why we have the 20%. But really, if we're looking at a decent amount of sunshine, that does come for the weekend with those mild temperatures for the first weekend of fall, still holding on to the summer-like conditions even into next week.
Kelly, thanks again. Finally tonight, the world's biggest beer bash kicked off over the weekend in Germany with plenty of Americans celebrating Oktoberfest. Tourism officials expect up to 100,000 U.S. visitors to make a trip this year, many of them dressed in dirndls and lederhosen, and nearly everyone with a supersized Stein in their hand.
Oktoberfest means good friends, fun times, and lots of beer.
That festival fan is Randy Kelly from Florida, and this isn't his first round. He's marking his 28th trip to Oktoberfest. The tradition dates all the way back to 1810, when it began as a royal wedding celebration. More than two centuries later, the party's still going strong. And Iron Mountain is getting ready for their 11th annual Oktoberfest, and you can find those details on our website. That's all for now, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.